Lesson 8. Beautifying Foods. Inner beauty creates outer beauty. The beautifying foods cultivate a renewed charm and charisma. They add to one's inner and outer beauty. Mineral-rich, nutrient-dense beauty foods are nature's best cosmetics. This list of beautifying foods is by no means complete. The beautifying properties of foods are always being discovered. Other foods may be added later. This list represents my current understanding of beauty foods. Aloe vera. Aloe vera is a perennial succulent that likely originated in the tropics of Africa and was transferred to the Western Hemisphere in the 16th century. It grows in a wide range of climates and seems to do best in tropical and subtropical conditions. In temperate climates, it grows best indoors as a houseplant. Legend has it that Cleopatra attributed her great beauty to the practice of massaging fresh aloe vera gel onto her skin each day. Another legend relates that Alexander the Great invaded Egypt and Africa in order to capture aloe vera, which he believed to be a food of perpetual youth and rapid healing. Aloe was used by the Greeks and Romans to help quickly heal wounds. Another legendary story indicates that the Essenes living in the area of the Dead Sea during and before the time of the Roman Empire grew exceptionally powerful aloe vera using Dead Sea salts and their extracts as part of their growth medium. I have personally done this, and the results have been extraordinary. Fresh aloe vera gel, when applied topically, assists in the healing of sunburns and other burns faster than any other substance. This is probably due to the high concentration of MSM, methyl sulfonyl methane, and polysaccharides that aloe vera contains. Aloe gel is also helpful with dry skin conditions. Undoubtedly, it is the best emollient on earth. When rubbed into the face, it provides a facelift in 30 minutes as the skin seems to be pulled tighter with more firmness. The anti-inflammatory power of aloe vera in acute inflammation is one of its best-known actions. It contains plant steroids, polysaccharides, and salicylic acid, a close relative of aspirin, which help exert the anti-inflammatory effect. How to use aloe vera. Each leaf should be sliced and filleted to expose the healing inner gel. The gel may then be eaten or used topically as a lotion. To create a wonderful beauty tonic, blend the gel with orange or papaya juice. How to select aloe vera. Select aloe vera that is juicy and plump with gel. The larger leaves tend to be easier to use. My experience has been that aloe with a more yellow gel has greater skin tightening effects. Preferentially choose outdoor aloe vera as it will retain a high concentration of MSM absorbed from rain. Arugula. Arugula, also known as rocket in the United Kingdom, is a Mediterranean type of cruciferous green leafy vegetable that grows so pervasively in the wild that it was not cultivated until recent years. The leaves are somewhat dandelion-like in shape and have an appetizing yet spicy flavor that is peppery and reminiscent of other foods in the mustard family. Like watercress, arugula is richer than a typical green leafy vegetable, yet less rich than a strong herb. Widely used as a salad green in southern Europe, arugula has quickly grown popular in health food stores all across North America. Arugula has a strong, spicy flavor. It is seemingly eaten by more women than men, earning it the title of Queen of the Cruciferous Vegetables. Nutrition. Arugula is highly alkaline and neutralizes acidic waste products throughout the blood and lymphatic system. As a cruciferous vegetable, arugula ranks high in sulfur and beta-carotene, vitamin A. The cruciferous vegetables are one of the best sources of beta-carotene. This is beneficial because beta-carotene protects the nucleus of each cell from radiation. Thus, it protects the skin from sun damage. Beta-carotene also helps to inhibit acne. It helps fight topical infections and cancer. In combination with zinc and sulfur, beta-carotene creates healthy hair. Arugula also contains dithiolthiones, a group of anti-cancer and antioxidant substances, indoles, a group of substances that protect against colon and breast cancer, and of course, sulfurous mustard oils that have beautifying as well as antibiotic and antiviral effects. Because of its high sulfur content, arugula is an excellent internal skin cleanser and liver purifier. How to select arugula? When selecting arugula in the store, look for strong, vigorous, fresh-picked bunches. Avoid weak or wilted leaves. Arugula is easy to grow and tastes best when picked before the plant flowers and goes to seed. To harvest arugula, simply pick the young leaves and the plant will keep regrowing new ones for months. Older leaves are a bit tougher and spicier. Drought-affected plants will typically be smaller and spicier. I urge you to seek out wild arugula whenever possible. I particularly enjoy the wild arugula growing all over North America. How to eat arugula? Arugula makes an excellent addition to any salad. Arugula combines well with other green vegetables. If you can get them, pick up some arugula flowers. They are small, the size of a fingernail, broccoli-like, and may be used in salads for a light, peppery flavor. Mixing arugula in a salad with avocados and olive oil tends to calm the leaves' spicy elements. Burdock root. Burdock probably originated in Siberia. It now grows all over the world as a common weed. The root of this plant is somewhat like a carrot, yet more mucilaginous, thinner in shape, and a bit juicier, especially when picked fresh. The root is brown on the outside and white on the inside. Burdock root has been traditionally used in Ayurvedic medicine, the ancient healing system of India, to alleviate skin challenges such as rashes, acne, abscesses, local skin infections, eczema, and psoriasis. Ayurvedic philosophy considers burdock root to be one of nature's great skin cleansers and blood purifiers. Similarly, burdock root is part of the Native American-derived cancer-fighting Essiac tea formula. Advocates of this formula, of which I am one, generally regard burdock root as one of nature's best blood purifiers. Burdock root is very concentrated in both vitamins, B1, B2, B3, C, and beauty minerals, iron, manganese, silicon, and zinc. It is balanced between quantities of calcium and phosphorus, making it neutral in pH, a good characteristic for a root, as most roots, such as the potato, are acid-forming. Herbalists often talk of the doctrine of signatures, through which foods look, feel, and taste like what they heal. The taste of burdock is almost slightly metallic, like blood, indicating its efficacy in that area. Its phallic shape indicates aphrodisiac qualities. In China, burdock is considered an aphrodisiac. I consider burdock root an excellent beautifier of the teeth. This characteristic probably corresponds to its brilliant white inner flesh. It also correlates with its high mineral content. Burdock root is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory food. It is great for alleviating inflammatory conditions, especially those associated with psoriasis. Burdock root improves digestion, stimulates digestive juices, and increases bile flow and kidney function. Burdock root contains the compound inulin, which is a great food source for probiotics, friendly intestinal bacteria. The leaves of the burdock plant can be mashed and applied to stings produced by stinging nettles. This will alleviate the sting in minutes. I usually recommend that people start acclimating to the taste of burdock root by including it in their fresh juices. It is different and actually tastes quite good. A good juice to start with is apple, celery, burdock root juice, 2 apples, 4 ribs of celery, 1 burdock root. Run all ingredients through a juicer. How to select burdock root? Select burdock roots that are crisp and somewhat stiff. If burdock is flimsy, it has lost its vitality. For those who have a garden, burdock root is easy to grow, especially in temperate climates. If you grow your own burdock and have an excess, you can thinly slice and dry the roots. These dried roots can be powdered and eaten, or they may be utilized for teas. Coconuts and coconut oil. Young coconuts? Coconut palms are prehistoric plants that are distantly related to grasses. In Sanskrit, the language of ancient India, the coconut palm is known as kalpa vriksha, meaning the tree that supplies all that is needed to live. Exactly where coconut palms originated is unknown, but a few scholars in this field suggest it was the Philippines. These islands have the densest population of coconut palm trees anywhere that I have personally visited and seen. Coconuts can survive many months floating at sea. As described by Plato, coconuts existed in ancient Atlantis. They were carried by ancient mariners throughout the world. Elaborate computer simulations of ocean currents and drift show that humans had to carry coconuts to America. They were on the southwest coast of Mexico when the Spanish arrived there, and coconuts palms were cultivated in all Mayan lands. Moreover, there was a great number of elephants in the island, and the fruits having a hard rind, affording drinks, all these things they received from the earth, and they employed themselves in constructing their temples, palaces, harbors, and docks. Plato describing coconuts on the lost continent of Atlantis. Coconuts can save your life. Coconuts are one of the greatest gifts on this planet. No matter where you are, what you have done, how much you have mistreated your body, fresh, young coconuts and coconut oil can save your life. The coconut is a natural water filter that takes almost 9 months to filter each quart of water in the shell. To get there, the water levitates upward through innumerable fibers that purify it before it ends up in the sterile nut. This clear coconut water is one of the highest sources of electrolytes found in nature. Young coconut water is identical to human blood plasma, making it the universal donor. Plasma makes up 55% of human blood. The remaining 45% of our blood consists of hemoglobin, which is essentially transformed plant blood, chlorophyll. When we consume a drink consisting of 55% fresh coconut water and 45% fresh green leaf juice, we give ourselves an instant blood transfusion. Coconuts in their young stage of growth are the most health-enhancing. In their youth, they contain a soft spoon meat. This meat consists mostly of a pure, raw, saturated fat. This soft spoon meat has the most remarkable ability to rejuvenate oxidative tissue damage, improve the functioning of the nervous system, and restore male sexual fluids. Whenever we are in tropical countries, we should drink and eat at least 3 or 4 young coconuts each day. In North America and Europe, young Thai coconuts are available in Asian markets. These are not as optimal as the wild tropical coconuts, example, growing in Hawaii and Mexico, but are still quite good and work especially well as a base for smoothies. Thai coconuts, like most imported coconuts, have been shaved down from their original size and shape. In Asian markets, these plastic-wrapped young white coconuts are easy to recognize because they are flat on one side, cylindrical around the edges, and conical on top. When purchasing these, seek out the newest coconuts that have come into the market. Any mold or moisture underneath the plastic indicates that the nut is spoiled. The brown, hairy coconuts most people are familiar with are mature coconuts. They can contain a good quality of coconut water, not always, yet the flesh is hard and fibrous, unlike the soft meat of the youthful stage. The fibrous and protein-rich meat is less tasty and not as digestible, even though it contains one of the most healing fat substances yet known. Select brown hairy coconuts by looking at the 3 holes on one side of the coconut. If there is mold on any of the 3 holes, select another one. Choose coconuts free of mold. Coconut oil. The challenge with mature coconuts is that they contain a high quantity of coarse protein and fiber, 3 times as much fiber as vegetables, which surrounds the nourishing, cleansing coconut oil. This is solved by cold pressing the healing fat oil out of the fiber, thus concentrating its essence into a butter. Coconut oil, sometimes called coconut butter, is derived from mature coconuts containing hardened white flesh. The white flesh is shredded and collected. In a cold pressing process, the shredded coconut is pressed at 90 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 to 38 degrees Celsius. The oil is melted, pressed out, and collected to create a concentrated essence of coconut called coconut oil. For clarity, there is no major difference between a fat and an oil. The terms are used interchangeably. However, in the way I use the words, a fat remains a solid at room temperature, while an oil remains a liquid at room temperature. Coconut oil and coconut butter are actually the same thing. Creamy white coconut butter becomes a clear oil when it is warmed above 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 26 degrees Celsius. When in a liquid form, it is called coconut oil. Coconut oil has been used as a food and medicine since the dawn of history. Ayurveda, the medicine of India, and the medicinal systems of Polynesia have long advocated its therapeutic and cosmetic properties. Unlike the high-calorie, cholesterol-soaked, long-chain saturated animal fats found in meat and dairy products, Coconut oil is a raw saturated fat containing mostly medium-chain fatty acids that the body can metabolize efficiently and convert to energy quickly. By weight, coconut oil has less calories than any other fat source. Medium-chain fatty acids, MCFAs. Fats are chains of carbon atoms of varying lengths, surrounded by various quantities of hydrogen. The arrangement of hydrogen around a carbon chain determines its saturation. The more hydrogen, the more saturation, and the more stable the molecule. The length of the carbon chain in fat determines many of its properties. Coconut oil is a saturated fat, but it consists primarily of medium-chain fatty acids, MCFAs, 8 to 12 carbon atoms in length. Some saturated fatty acids in meats, for example, range in length from 14 to 24 carbon atoms, while some of those in urine, butter, and vinegar range in length from 2 to 6 carbon atoms in length. The MCFAs in coconut oil possess incredible health-giving properties. The shorter MCFA chains require less energy and fewer enzymes to digest. In most people, coconut oil can be emulsified during digestion without burdening the liver or gallbladder. Thus, coconut oil provides more energy more quickly than other fat sources. Many individuals who suffer from poor digestion, and especially liver or gallbladder trouble, would benefit from eating coconut oil rather than other oils. MCFA. Immune system enhancing properties. Coconut oil contains the following MCFAs: caprylic acid, C8, capric acid, C10, lauric acid, C12, myristic acid, C14. All these demonstrate antiviral, antimicrobial, and antifungal properties. Lauric acid has the greatest antiviral activity. Caprylic acid is the most potent yeast-fighting substance. MCFAs disrupt the lipid membranes of viruses, bacteria, yeast, and fungi. Lipid-coated viruses and bacteria contain lipids in their membranes that are similar to those in MCFAs. MCFAs confuse microbes and viruses because they can no longer calibrate the location of their membranes in the presence of coconut oil. This causes them to spill their genetic contents and become easy prey for white blood cells to consume. Those who suffer from candida or other fungal conditions can benefit from coconut oil. Some forms of psoriasis are actually skin infections caused by a fungus. These can be helped by using coconut oil topically. Cholesterol. Most pieces of information relating to saturated fat and cholesterol circulating in the mass media are inaccurate. Saturated fats have been the target of a host of hostile propaganda. This propaganda claims that saturated fats lead to clogging of the arteries, when in reality, arterial plaque consists of cooked, unsaturated fat, bad calcium, and foreign cholesterol derived from eating animal products. Coconut oil contains no cholesterol and actually helps to lower cholesterol levels. It outperforms cold-pressed olive oil in this regard. People from coconut eating cultures in the tropics have consistently lower cholesterol levels than people in the US. The cholesterol-lowering properties of coconut oil are a direct result of its ability to stimulate thyroid function. In the presence of adequate thyroid hormone, cholesterol, specifically LDL cholesterol, is converted by enzymatic processes to necessary anti-aging steroids, progesterone, DHEA, and pregnenolone. These substances are required to help prevent heart disease, senility, obesity, cancer, and other diseases associated with aging and degeneration. In his books, Dr. Raymond Peat, a leading researcher in the field of hormones, details how coconut oil, when added regularly to a balanced diet, lowers cholesterol to normal by promoting its conversion into pregnenolone, the precursor to many hormones including progesterone. Dr. Peat recommends increasing pregnenolone levels for women with hormone imbalances. Pregnenolone is a major factor that gives coconut oil its beautifying qualities. Pregnenolone improves circulation in the skin, gives the face a lift, restores sagging skin, and reduces bags under the eyes by promoting the contractions of muscle-like cells. Pregnenolone counters fatigue, enhances the memory, protects the nerves from stress, and has anti-anxiety properties. Antioxidants. As a derivative of coconut oil, pregnenolone is an antioxidant. Dr. Peat theorizes that coconut oil itself may also have antioxidant properties, since the oil is highly stable and reduces our need for vitamin E, whereas unsaturated oils deplete vitamin E. Research findings indicate that coconut oil appears to double the body's ability to use antioxidant omega-3 fatty acids. Because of this, I recommend that individuals take omega-3 containing oils, flaxseed oil, hemp seed oil, krill oil, fish oil, etc., with coconut oil. Blood sugar. For those of us who use coconut oil consistently, one of the most noticeable changes is the ability to go for several hours without eating and to feel hungry without having symptoms of hypoglycemia and erratic blood sugar levels. Erratic blood sugar swings stress the system, calling in the use of the adrenal glands. Low blood sugar is a signal for the release of adrenal hormones. Shifting to coconut oil as a fat source normalizes blood sugar levels, increases energy, decreases the stress on our system, and thus reduces our need for the adrenal hormones. Removing the effects of adrenal stress alleviates dark circles from around the eyes. The thyroid gland and weight loss. Dr. Pete relates that in the 1940s, farmers attempted to use coconut oil to fatten their animals, yet they found it made the animals lean and active. This was not the effect they were looking for. They wanted to fatten their animals for slaughter, and thus, within 10 years, chose to give their animals soy and corn feed. Soy and corn feed slow the thyroid, causing animals to get fat without eating much food. Cooked unsaturated oils, derived from seeds such as corn oil, safflower oil, canola oil, soy margarine, etc., suppress the metabolism, contributing to hypothyroidism and weight gain. This occurs because cooked unsaturated oils not only suppress our tissue's response to the thyroid hormone, they also suppress transport of the hormone on the thyroid transport protein. Consuming coconut oil regularly restores thyroid function, often helps relieve hypothyroidism, and actually increases the metabolic rate, leading to weight loss. Those who are taking artificial thyroid medication must be cautious in coming off that drug. Thyroid medication strongly influences metabolism. Please consult with your holistic physician if you undergo a program to wean yourself from thyroid medication. Skin. After a bottle of unsaturated oil, corn oil, safflower oil, canola oil, soy margarine, etc., has been opened several times, a few drops typically dribble onto the outside of the bottle. These drops become very sticky and difficult to wash off. Once inside the body, this characteristic of rancid oil leads to wrinkles, liver spots in the skin, and lesions in the brain, heart, blood vessels, eyes, etc. As cooked unsaturated oil increases in the diet, the rate of oxidative damage increases, leading to aged, damaged skin. Repairing and nourishing the skin with coconut oil should be approached by both eating coconut oil and massaging it into the skin. Coconut oil reverses the tissue-damaging process by displacing cooked oil from the tissues and providing fat-soluble vitamins, minerals, and supernutrition factors, example pregnenolone, directly to the damaged tissue. Coconut oil has been used as a skin moisturizer for thousands of years. It is ideal for dry, rough, and wrinkled skin. Because it consists mostly of MCFAs, it is easily absorbed by the skin. It prevents stretch marks and lightens existing ones. It is an excellent lip balm. Its antiseptic elements keep the skin young and healthy and relatively free from infections. All these factors make coconut oil ideal for massage and massage therapists. Rancid fats and oils found in everyday commercial lotions and creams are absorbed through the skin and negatively affect the connective tissues. They provide temporary relief from dry skin, but eventually weaken the skin over time. Generally, the more standard commercial lotions and creams that one uses, the worse the skin becomes. In his book, The Coconut Oil Miracle, Bruce Fife, ND, details. Studies show that dry skin contains a higher content of unsaturated fatty acids, 60%, compared to normal skin, 49%. The best oil to use is one that doesn't create free radicals. Saturated fats fit that requirement. I use raw organic coconut oil as an essential lotion. I use this coconut oil after sunbathing to help create and hold on to a beautiful tan. I often bring a bottle with me when I do large seminars and lectures. Before going on stage, I rub some into my hands, face, neck, even my gums. It has a pleasant odor and provides a certain radiance in the skin. Properly packaged coconut oil. As with any oil, All coconut butter oil that you use should be cold pressed and packaged in dark glass bottles. All butters and oils are light sensitive. Coconut oil should be sealed in dark amber glass containers to keep damaging spectrums of light from reaching the oil. Raw organic coconut oil is very stable and can be kept in a cupboard at room temperature. It can be refrigerated after opening, but this is not required to ensure freshness. It can remain stable for at least 2 years, and some people suggest 5 years with proper storage, no light, heat, or oxygen. In his book, The Coconut Oil Miracle, Bruce Fife, ND, tells us, according to Lee Broadhurst, PhD, a scientist at the USDA Human Nutrition Research Center in Beltsville, Maryland, saturated fatty acids are 300 or more times more resistant to oxidation than alpha-linolenic acid, flaxseed oil. In other words, coconut oil will remain fresh 300 times longer than flaxseed oil. For instance, to equal the amount of oxidative damage that occurs in flaxseed oil in just 30 minutes of processing, coconut oil would have to be subjected to the same conditions for 150 continuous hours. That's over 6 days. How to eat coconut oil. Coconut oil can be used as a food. It can be eaten straight, blended into a salad dressing, or mixed into a smoothie. If a green powdered superfood formula is also added, this makes an excellent drink. The recommended daily intake is 1 to 4 tablespoons. A therapeutic dose consists of at least 3 tablespoons daily. Coconut oil as an erotic oil. Coconut oil is a great erotic oil. The smell and taste of this oil enhance sexual intercourse. Its antiviral, antimicrobial properties also provide some, although not complete, protection from sexually transmitted diseases, STDs. For long-term monogamous relationships, coconut oil is a great choice. For new relationships, condoms and other appropriate protection from STDs should be used. Coconut oil should be used with polyurethane condoms or a natural skin condom. Latex condoms should not be used because coconut oil can dissolve latex. Cooking. I promote raw food nutrition. At the same time, there must be ample opportunity to transition and to offer friends and family who are momentarily lacking interest in raw foods healthy alternatives. One of the greatest pieces of information one could derive from this book is to exclusively use coconut oil for all cooking needs. Coconut butter oil is the most stable of any known butter oil at high temperatures up to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Therefore, if one is going to heat or cook any food, coconut butter oil should be the only butter oil ever used. This means using coconut oil for cooking in place of butter, margarine, olive oil, canola oil, corn oil, safflower oil, etc. Unlike all these fats, oils, coconut oil does not form dangerous trans fatty acids because it is a completely saturated fat. Cucumbers. Cucumbers are a prominent member of the melon family. They are unique as a melon due to their high water content and low sugar content. They are native to Western Asia and were a popular vegetable fruit amongst the ancient Egyptians, Sumerians, Greeks, and Romans. Many cultures considered them a symbol of fertility. Alexander the Great introduced the cucumber into Europe. Christopher Columbus introduced them to the Americas. Cucumbers have a reputation as the best kidney cleanser known. They are a diuretic, thus they prevent bloating due to water retention, and they help to wash the kidneys and bladder of debris and stones. Cucumbers mix well with celery in a juice. The natural saltiness of the celery helps to transport the water-rich cucumber juice into the tissues, creating more hydration. One of the most beautifying and cleansing of all juices combines celery, apple, and cucumber together in the following ratio: 4 to 6 ribs of celery, 1 apple, 1 cucumber. Cucumbers contain the enzyme erepsin, which helps to digest proteins, kill tapeworms, and support healthy kidneys. The shininess of cucumber skins is indicative of the presence of silicon. Waxing and the use of pesticides cause most people to skin their cucumbers before eating them. The best idea is to buy fresh organic cucumbers. This way you can eat the skins and enjoy the benefits of the beautifying silicon compounds and chlorophyll present there. Cucumbers have been the favorite food of dieters for thousands of years. The Roman Emperor Tiberius was said to enjoy cucumbers so much that he ate 10 of them each day. Cucumbers are cooling, refreshing, water-rich, filling, low in calories, alkaline, and high in energy. Many of the world's most attractive actresses and models eat cucumbers daily. Ideally, cucumbers should be chosen ripe when they are plump, firm, and medium green to slightly yellow in color. Ancient Burmese kings had runners carry durians more than 150 kilometers, 80 miles, to their courts. The durian fruit is one of the largest tree fruits in the world, growing to be the size of a large oblong honeydew melon. It can weigh more than 4 kilograms, 10 pounds. The fruit is a capsule that contains 5 to 6 sections containing edible pillows. Around the inner edible pillows is a thick bone-like skin shell structure with sharp spines surrounding the exterior of the fruit. The spines are so sharp that people are killed every year in Asia by falling durians. Durians contain high levels of tryptophan. This is an amino acid, and a tryptamine similar to serotonin, melatonin, and DMT. Researchers have discovered that tryptophan helps anxious, depressed, repressed people as well as insomniacs. Tryptophan works by raising serotonin levels in the brain and nervous system. When serotonin levels increase, a euphoric feeling is felt as a free passage is cleared for nerve impulses to travel. Durians are such a strong blood cleanser that eating a few durians a day can change the odor of one's urine. Urine is filtered out of blood. What gives durian its strongest beautifying characteristics is its high concentration of raw oleic fats and vitamin E, sulfur compounds, and soft proteins. Durians actually contain one of the highest concentrations of protein of any fruit, making them an excellent muscle builder. Those who eat durians are known to be more attractive. According to Singapore lore, when the durians come down from the trees, the sarongs come off. This is in reference to the durian's legendary powers as an attractor and aphrodisiac. Durians are available in many North American and European Asian markets, in frozen, dried, or fresh form. Fresh durians are more rare yet tastier, have a more pleasant texture, and contain more of the nutrient value than frozen durian. Dried durians are quite extraordinary. How to select durians. When choosing a frozen durian, look for 3 characteristics. 1. Choose browner and yellower durians instead of green. 2. Choose a durian that is just starting to split its skin longitudinally. 3. Choose durians that are heavier for their size. When choosing fresh durians, purchase them just as they begin to split longitudinally. Look to see that the stem has been cleanly cut. If the fruit is ready to eat, when you shake it, you should be able to hear the fruit pillows moving inside. Ask the seller if they are willing to open the durian for you to see if it is a good one. They will continue to ripen and split if left at room temperature on the kitchen counter. When they begin to smell strong, they are ready to eat. To eat the fruit, split open the shell and eat the golden pillows. Figs. Recognized by the Muslims as being the most intelligent of all trees, fig trees produce one of the most nutritious fruits in the world. Some tropical primates live on a diet of more than 80% figs. In the tropics, we find more than 600 fig varieties. More than 150 other varieties grow in Mediterranean climates the world over. The Roman historian Aeliant tells us that in the first age of humankind, the Athenians lived on figs. Aeliant Hist. var. Gens. L8, trying to 89. Figs are a densely mineralized sweet fruit. They contain one of the highest concentrations of calcium of any food. Whether they are fresh or naturally dried, figs are a great laxative. The tiny seeds in figs are not only packed with nutrients, but they help draw out and dissolve waste, parasites, and mucus in the intestines. Figs are one of Professor Arnold Ehret's top 3 mucus-dissolving foods, as referenced in the Mucusless Diet Healing System. Dried figs are probably the healthiest choice of all dried fruits. They are the most alkaline of dried fruits and probably the most mineral-rich as well. How to eat figs? Fresh figs should be soft and as tree-ripened as possible. If many figs are eaten unripe, they can burn the mouth and lips. Figs are a wonderful treat by themselves and also mix well with other foods due to their high alkaline mineral content. Dried figs may be eaten by themselves. However, I typically like to blend them in smoothies in order to add incredible zest and flavor. I also cut them up and mix them with salads. Champions were in times past fed with figs. Pliny, Roman naturalist. How to select figs. As mentioned, select fresh figs that are soft and as tree ripened as you can find. Dried Calamirna figs are, nutritionally and by taste, the best dried fruit available. Hemp seed. Make the most of the Indian hemp seed and sow it everywhere. George Washington. Hemp grows all over the world. It is believed to have first appeared on Earth somewhere between Afghanistan and the Fertile Crescent, present-day Iraq. Hemp leaves and seeds were used as a food source long before the beginning of recorded history. Hemp fiber has been used for textiles and rope since the beginning of recorded history. Hemp leaves and seeds were grown and used as food by America's founding fathers. Thomas Jefferson said that the future of America depends on the growth of this crop, hemp. Hemp seeds are like tiny nuts that develop out of the female hemp flowers. They are small. 1,000 hemp seeds may weigh as little as 15 grams, or 0.5 ounces. The taste of hemp seeds is so wonderful, and the history of their cultural use as a food so vast that most people reconnect with this food immediately upon tasting them. Hemp seeds are one of the most nutritionally complete foods on the planet Earth. They contain all 9 essential amino acids in a favorable ratio. They also contain the essential fatty acids, omega-3 and omega-6, and they are richly mineralized. Hemp protein, Adestin. Shelled hemp seeds consist of 36.6% protein, making them, by weight, the highest protein food on Earth, with the exception of algae. More than 65% of hemp seed protein is in the form of globular edestin. The globular form of this protein gives hemp seeds a high protein content without the abrasiveness found in most high-protein foods. This makes hemp seeds uniquely beautifying in that they are softly, yet quickly, nourishing and strength-building. Hemp seeds contain an important quantity of raw protein that includes the sulfur-bearing amino acids, methionine, cysteine, and cysteine. These can be immediately utilized to build strong hair, nails, skin, muscle, and connective tissue. See Lesson 7, Alchemical Beauty Secrets. Many people are allergic to abrasive protein foods such as dairy, soy, whey, and beans. No allergies to hemp protein have yet been reported to me. Hemp seeds are free from trypsin inhibitors found in certain seeds, such as soybeans, that interfere with protein digestion. Hemp seeds, along with vegetables, nuts, other seeds, and, if needed, certain algae and/or bee pollen can adequately supply high quantities of proteins and amino acids to allow success with a raw food lifestyle. A body fed with a diet rich in quality amino acids is able to maintain the best quality of health. Collagen protein is the most abundant protein in the body and is largely dependent on a constant supply of amino acids. Collagen is often cited as the protein that provides for skin health, strength, elasticity, and beauty. Collagen actually plays a part in the health of all body tissues, from the bones and teeth to the hair and nails. It also is present in the corneas and lenses of the eyes. Those who follow a diet that is lacking in quality amino acids and essential fatty acids exhibit this in a less vibrant physical appearance, including in the skin, hair, nails, and eyes. Hemp seed provides the essential fatty acid and amino acid nutrients in the best form and at the best ratio for the body to maintain vibrant, strong, elastic, and healthy tissues. John McCabe, Hemp, What the World Needs Now. Hemp seed oils. Hemp seeds are the only food known that contain the exact ratio of essential fatty acids, 1 part omega-3 to 3 parts omega-6. Flax seeds and flax oil provide therapeutic quantities of omega-3, yet hemp seeds provide a long-term, stable source of omega-3, omega-6, including GLA, and omega-9, a beautifying monounsaturated fat. Omega-3 fatty acids found in hemp seeds, hemp oil, flax seeds, and flax oil are essential fatty acids. They are called essential because they must be present in our diet to experience good health. These fatty acids are strong antioxidants. They protect us from the sun and build beautiful skin. They also strengthen the immune system and help us to burn excess fat. Hemp seed is the highest natural source of gamma-linolenic acid, GLA, a type of super omega-6 fatty acid that has strong anti-inflammatory properties. GLA also helps maintain hormonal balance. Within unsprouted hemp seeds, we find small, undeveloped green leaves waiting to be sprouted, making hemp seeds one of the few unsprouted seeds that contain chlorophyll. Hemp seeds contain a significant quantity of lecithin. This nutrient is excellent for building the internal organs, liver, brain, etc. Because hemp is such a strong plant, still close to its natural state, even non-organic hemp crops are typically not sprayed with pesticides. Minerals. Hemp seeds are one of the most mineral-rich foods found on Earth. They contain the following impressive array of minerals and trace minerals listed in order of dominance. Phosphorus, an energy storage mineral. An active energy mineral. Magnesium builds bone and opens more than 300 different detoxification pathways in the body. Sulfur, a beauty mineral. Calcium relaxes the digestive tract and muscles. Iron, a blood builder and an oxygenator. Manganese, a blood builder and an oxygenator. Zinc, an immune system, adrenal, and beauty mineral. Sodium balances potassium, feeds the adrenals. Silicon, a bone-building beauty mineral. Copper reverses gray hair. Platinum, an enzymatic master mineral. Boron assists with calcium assimilation, normalizes hormones during menopause. Thorium, strontium, barium, nickel plays a key role in enzyme metabolism. Germanium sits on the end of the DNA strand. Tin helps reverse male pattern baldness. Tungsten, titanium. Zirconium, iodine, a thyroid mineral that reverses hypothyroidism and assists the immune system. Chromium, a pancreatic mineral. Silver, an enzymatic mineral. Lithium, an alkaline mineral. Note, this mineral list is derived from Drugs Masquerading as Food by Suzer. Comments about the minerals are provided by David Wolfe. THC in hemp. Only 2–3% of hemp varieties are considered marijuana. This is because only those varieties have a particularly high level of THC, delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, the psychoactive ingredient found in their leaves and flowers that creates a high. Nevertheless, hemp seeds and oil do contain trace amounts of THC. In its raw, unheated state, THC is one of the most powerful antioxidants known. Studies suggest that a dose as high as 5 milligrams of THC causes no psychoactive effects in an individual weighing 68 kilograms, 150 pounds. To obtain 5 milligrams of THC from hemp seeds, one must consume 2.5 kilograms, 5 pounds, of shelled hemp seeds containing 2 parts per million of THC in a day. Even though they taste amazing, consuming 5 pounds of them in a day would be quite a feat. How to eat hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are great eaten alone as a snack. They go well sprinkled on salads, they blend well and add richness and flavor to smoothies and salad dressings. Hemp seeds may be soaked in water, if desired, to lower enzyme inhibitors typically found in seeds. I personally like to eat them plain, without soaking them in water. How to select hemp seeds. To be imported into the United States, hemp seeds must be cracked out of their shells. Hemp agriculture is illegal in most of the U.S., but the laws are shifting because of the realized value of this incredible plant. Imported hemp seeds and hemp protein products from Canada are currently available via internet mail order. They are also found in most health food stores. Macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts are native to southeastern Queensland and northeastern New South Wales in Australia, where they grow wild in rainforests and close to streams. The macadamia tree was introduced into Hawaii around 1881, where it was used as an ornamental tree and for reforestation. The Hawaii Agricultural Experiment Station named and introduced several promising selections in 1948, which led to the modern macadamia industry in Hawaii. In California, 2 seedling macadamias were planted in the early 1880s and are still standing on the campus of the University of California at Berkeley. The importation of unique varieties into California from Hawaii began around 1950. Macadamia trees are also grown in South Africa and Central America, where they produce increasingly abundant harvests. Macadamias are ideally adapted to a mild, frost-free climate with abundant rainfall distributed throughout the year, roughly the same climate suitable for growing coffee. Macadamia nuts do grow surprisingly well in the coastal areas of California, although varieties often respond differently to a given location. Macadamia nuts are contained within a hard brown shell enclosed in a green husk that splits open as the nut matures. The brown shell varies from smooth to bumpy, depending on variety. The nut itself is creamy white and contains up to 80% oil and 5% carbohydrates. Macadamia nuts were part of the Australian Aborigines' indigenous diet. They were considered a prized delicacy and regarded as one of nature's finest foods. The kernels were typically consumed raw. Some tribes extracted the oils. They used the oil as a liniment base, as cosmetic oil, and for face and body decorations. Macadamias are very high in selenium, second only to Brazil nuts in that respect. Selenium builds selenium superoxide dismutase, the body's most powerful antioxidant enzyme. Macadamia nuts are also unusually high in the beautifying mineral zinc, fatty acids. It is now well established that macadamias are an unusually rich source of healthy, beautifying oils. Macadamia nuts contain close to 80% monounsaturated fats, the highest of any fat source, including olive oil. These nuts predominantly contain the beautifying monounsaturated fat called oleic acid, omega-9. They are the richest food source of this beautifying fatty acid. Oleic acid is beneficial in reducing bad LDL cholesterol. It has been shown that the regular consumption of macadamia nuts protects against coronary heart disease. Macadamia nuts, like all other plant foods, contain no significant cholesterol levels. A diet enriched with oleic acid is associated with decreased susceptibility to oxidation of LDL cholesterol and increased fluidity of both LDL and HDL, good cholesterol, which decreases arterial clogging. Although macadamia nuts are high in calories, they contain raw fatty acids that actually activate the body to more efficiently burn fats. As a result, less fat accumulates in the tissues, especially around the heart. Blood lipid analysis indicates that cholesterol levels on a diet rich in macadamia nuts are similar to a low-fat diet and lower than the typical American diet. A macadamia nut diet produces lower triglyceride levels than other diets. Macadamia nuts are also the richest natural source of palmitoleic acid, a monounsaturated fatty acid that acts as an antioxidant, preventing deterioration of cell membranes. Palmitoleic acid is hydrating and gentle. It helps to maintain and even restore damaged or burned skin. The macadamia nuts' overall combination of oleic fatty acids, palmitoleic fatty acids, and their significant quantities of zinc makes it a wonderful skin beautifier. How to select macadamia nuts. While they are in the shell, choose macadamia nuts that are large in size and nearly wrinkled on the outer shell. There will usually be only a few in every batch like this, and they are always the best tasting. If purchasing de-shelled nuts, select those that are raw, organic, and whole. If they are split down the middle or are in pieces, they are usually rancid. Avoid nuts that are overly yellow. Nettles. Stinging nettles probably originated in Eurasia, although there is some evidence that they were growing in the Americas when the Europeans arrived. Some of the strongest varieties grow in the United Kingdom and Germany. Mythologically, the Nordics associated nettles with the thunder god Thor. Nettles were perceived to protect one from lightning. The incredible strengthening properties of the nettle plant really do make one more resistant to the elements. Nettles are persistent perennials that can grow taller than 2 meters, 6 feet. Nettles grow in multiple thin stalks arising from the ground. Nettle leaves are typically collected, eaten, and/or dried in May and June, just before coming into flower. The stems and leaf tops of the stinging nettle plant are covered with thin, hair-like protrusions. These protrusions, if touched, release a stinging fluid containing histamine and formic acid. The sting produces a temporary inflammation. When nettles are eaten, the saliva neutralizes the sting so that one cannot be stung in the mouth or throat. The sting of the nettle is annoying to the skin, but not poisonous. Ancient shaman healers used to purposely strike their paralyzed patients with nettles in order to bring blood flow back into the muscles and skin. Nature, in her unique balance, provides the remedy for the nettle sting by allowing burdock to grow in the same locales as nettles. Mashed up burdock leaves applied to the skin relieve nettle stings. Also, the juice from stinging nettle leaves acts as an antidote to the sting when topically applied. Nettle leaves contain a high proportion of chlorophyll, flavonoids, plant sterols, immune system builders, and plant enzymes, a wide range of minerals, and the vitamins A and C. Nettles contain one of the highest levels of the beautifying mineral silicon found in any food. Weight loss. The late wild food forager Ewell Gibbons said that stinging nettle is very efficacious in removing unwanted pounds. Nettle leaves increase the function of the thyroid gland, increasing metabolism and helping to burn away fat while increasing energy. Nettles also relieve mucus in the colon, allowing release of excess waste. Nettle leaves are so mineral rich that they satisfy hunger. This is why it is beneficial to those with overeating challenges. Overeating is often an outward manifestation of a search for minerals. Once the body has the minerals it is looking for, the desire to eat stops. Eating food that is fully mineralized eventually makes us fully mineralized and provides us with the food mineral cosmetics necessary to express true inner and outer beauty. Blood purification properties. The nettle, like the burdock root, is best known as a blood purifier of the highest caliber. Because of the nettle's high alkaline mineral content, silicon and iron, and blood-building properties, it has earned a reputation as a beautifier of the highest order. Nettle leaves are highly alkaline. They neutralize and dissolve acidic wastes in the blood. Their diuretic properties simultaneously help flush the blood and cleanse it through the action of the kidneys. Since both neutralizing and flushing characteristics are important for blood purification, stinging nettle is an excellent choice for all complaints where toxicity and/or overacidity of the tissues is the root of the problem, including poor skin quality, weak nails, damaged teeth, and loss of overall luster. Its power to purify the blood will do wonders for chronic skin ailments. It is effective against eczema on the upper body, especially on the face, neck, and ears. This benefit is likely due to its high silicon, chlorophyll, and vitamin C content. Nettle juice. Gathering nettles and running them through a juice machine is a unique way to access the high-quality minerals and oils present in fresh nettles without having to risk being stung. This nettle juice is a common beverage amongst raw foodists in the United Kingdom. Every other year, I do a tour throughout the United Kingdom, and I always look forward to eating nettles in the English countryside and drinking nettle juice. Due to its rich iron content and ease of absorption, nettle juice is more effective than spinach juice in building blood. Given its propensity to neutralize and flush out acidic waste, nettle juice is perfect for weight reduction. Nettle juice can be used as a hair rinse to restore natural color. Nettle extracts are used in many shampoos. Pharmacology. Choline acetyltransferase is present in stinging nettle plants, as well as choline, acetylcholine, and serotonin. These are all elements of the nervous system. Serotonin is the most well-studied neurotransmitter. Although all elements of the plant have not been studied in depth, the presence of these compounds categorizes the nettle as food for the nervous system. How to eat stinging nettles. A friend from England taught me the ancient Druid technique of eating fresh nettles. One comes at the leaf from the bottom, folding it along its central crease, yanking it gently from the mother plant, and then rolling it up so as to enclose the top of the leaf, where the stingers are most commonly found. For those of us in the real world who want to benefit from nettle nutrition without having to forage in the woods and risk getting stung, a clever way has been devised to make nettles more accessible. This process involves drying the nettles and grinding them into a powder, thus destroying the stingers. This type of powder is used in superfood products. In fact, one should more strongly consider those superfood products containing nettles as a prominent ingredient. Many of us are familiar with nettle tea. It is worth mentioning that the tea is another way to bring the wonderful value of the nettle leaf into your diet. Nettle tea retains many of the beautifying properties of the fresh nettle itself. Olives and stone-crushed olive oil. Olives. Their lubricating, cleansing, beautifying, and rejuvenative power is the greatest among all fruits. Vera Richter, The Cooklist Book. The olive tree. The olive tree originated in Asia Minor. They may have been under domestication in different regions of the Mediterranean for as long as 10,000 years. The Spanish brought olives to North America and planted them in the Caribbean and at the missions in California. Today, olive trees are widely cultivated throughout the entire Mediterranean region and in other locations throughout the world with a similar climate. Olives come in hundreds of shapes and varieties. They vary widely in taste, even among fruits from the same tree, let alone all the varieties that are currently available. In classical literature and in the holy writings, olives and olive oil are symbolic of purity, happiness, and abundance. In Greek mythology, Athena and Poseidon contested over who would become the patron deity of the new city that would eventually become Athens. The pantheon of gods decided that whoever gave the best gift would become patron of the city. Poseidon's gift was a horse. Athena's gift was the olive tree, which she planted amongst the rocks of the Acropolis in Athens. Due to the superior quality of the olive tree in furthering agriculture, healing, and abundance, Athena won the contest and became the patron goddess of Athens. Olives played a vital role in Greek culture. The Greek philosopher Thales proved that philosophy was the greatest science when he predicted that he could, and then successfully did, corner the olive oil market using principles of philosophy. Nutrition. Olives are perhaps the greatest beautifying food of all. Olives and their oil are one of the highest natural sources of vitamin E. This nutrient has been known to erase fine lines on the face, repair connective tissue, heal the circulatory system, and impart its soothing properties upon the digestive tract. Olives are one of the most perfect body-building foods. They are an alkaline fat source that is also high in protein. They have a similar protein-to-fat ratio as red meat. Unlike red meat, olives are alkaline, plant-based, and free of chemical injections. In Arnold Ehret's classic book, The Mucusless Diet Healing System, he reprints Ragnar Berg's table, which organizes different foods by their acid-binding or acid-forming potential. The higher the food's acid-binding potential, the greater its ability to dissolve mucus and cooked food residues in the body. The olive, it turns out, is the highest mucus dissolver of any fruit. It rates with a value of 30.56, with figs following behind at 27.81. No other fruit in the chart ranks above 20. To give you an idea of how high these values are, the orange, an excellent mucus dissolver, ranks at 9.61. Olives are high in polyphenols. These are a broad class of water-soluble antioxidants. They display antifungal and antibacterial properties, which are found mostly in the complete olive. However, olive oil does retain a small amount of polyphenols. An extraordinary beauty-enhancing substance found in olives and olive oil is squalene, which keeps the skin smooth and stimulates the immune system. Chemically, squalene is an unsaturated oil and an oxygen carrier. A related compound called squalane is used in skincare products. Squalane is derived from squalene but is more stable against oxidation. Consider the power and benefits of the olive as quoted from the Sun Food Diet Success System. 1. The highest fruit in minerals. 2. The highest fruit in calcium. Olives contain twice as much calcium as oranges by weight. 3. High in magnesium. 4. High in amino acids, including leucine, aspartic acid, and glutamic acid. 5. An alkaline fruit. 6. A fatty fruit, mostly monounsaturated fat. 7. An alkaline fat source. 8. Loaded with beneficial omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. 9. High in vitamins A and E. 10. In possession of many antioxidant properties. Antioxidants deactivate free radicals, allowing us to live longer, overcome illness, and maintain more acute mental and muscular faculties. 11. Available in different varieties, which fruit throughout the year. 12. Pressable into a powerful oil, usable in a limitless number of ways, all year around. 13. Able to soothe the mucous membranes with its oil. Green olives? Green olives are actually unripe olives, picked early from the tree. At that stage of growth, the fruit has not set its full oil and mineral content. Therefore, they do not contain as many of the superior nutrients. Freshly picked green olives are also high in tannic acids. Because of this, most are treated with lye, a harsh alkaline chemical. Only a few varieties of green olives exist that are not treated with lye. These are available several months of the year.